Hello, and welcome to the Sabre Business World channel. We've got an interesting question recently. I said someone saying that they feel that they're already quite successful in life, but there's an indescribable feeling of emptiness, but it's not emptiness. So the question is, how do you know that what you're doing is right for you? So, the judge, you can start straight away. What do you think?
So I've met many people over the years through our coaching and training who have done reasonably well in their careers or in their businesses, but they have that feeling like I'm doing okay, but I'm feeling a bit empty. And then the first question I always ask them is, what do you want? What do you want your life to look like in 5 to 10 years' time? What do you actually want? And I would say 9 out of 10 of these people that I ask this question to have no idea. They've never written it down. They've done quite well, but they don't know what they want. So what would you say to them?
Yeah, so very similar. We were in exactly the same boat 30 years ago. And that's how Sally Business was born. If you go back and remember. It was because we were in exactly that situation where we thought we were doing okay professionally, we were doing okay personally, but was it okay enough, and did we even know what we wanted? And we didn't know that we didn't know until we were exposed to asking the real hard question of, what do I want? What is my ambition? What does success look like to me? And I think that's what this guy is asking, because I can relate very closely to it, where you're going through the motions, you're ticking the boxes. Like society expects us to go to school, to do well in our exams, go to university, get a degree, finish that, go to school, go to get a job, work our way up the corporate ladder, and then retire and whatever. And it's just like, is that my story? And most people don't ask the question, is that my story? They just go through life dealing with whatever life gives them.
Yeah, it's like
we were the same.
It's that reactive way of living where people are reacting to what society is expecting of them, or what their parents' growth path was, and they're just repeating that unconsciously without stopping for a minute on a quiet Sunday with a pen and paper and a cup of coffee and asking yourself, what do I actually want? Where do I want to be in the next 5 to 10 years? Do I want children? How many children do I want? Do I want to be rich? How rich? Do I want to be happy? What's going to make me happy? These are the hard questions that Brendon and I sat down one day after feeling immensely frustrated with where we were in our life in our late 20s. And it was a real hard question, because we had never really asked ourselves what we wanted. We were just doing what we thought was the right thing.
So I thought that I knew what I wanted in my head. But then when it came to actually writing it down, I would stare at a blank page for hours. Like weeks.
And remember, we were even scared to write it down, because we didn't know if we wrote it down, maybe someone would see it, or maybe we would have to actually do what we wrote down. It was a terrifying process.
So maybe to help this question, we should share what actually, I'll share what worked for me, and you can add to it. So it was exactly what you say, sit down and think about what do I want? What do I want my life to look like at these different milestones? And to think as much as possible without limitation, and just say what is it that I think is going to bring me fulfillment. So the younger we are, and this I realize we've been doing it for 12 years already, how many, what material things in the beginning, there's lots of, but then as we've managed to achieve those material things, my sort of projection into the future is a lot less material and a lot more quality. And I think that's the natural progression. So it depends what age you are, what material things you have or don't have, as to what you like. But we did a webinar of something somewhere where someone said, there's no right or wrong answer. There's only true or false. And that's what makes the process of writing it down so difficult. But if you're serious, and this guy that shared the question, if you're serious about it, you've got to go through the long, hard, painful yards of interrogating your own thinking, to find your own truth, because all of us have a different truth. And once we find it, we can buy into that and then spend the rest of our lives making that idea or those dreams come true. And that's what worked for us.
And an interesting thing I learned over the years is that motivation is directly linked to progress. So when you're making progress, you're naturally more motivated. And I know most of the people in the world, most of us, do not like Mondays. But when you're making progress, Mondays are amazing because it's one more week closer to where you want to be. But you can only make progress if you know what you're progressing towards. So is it a happier marriage? Is it more money? Is it a promotion? Is it retiring by 40 or 50? What is it? If you don't know what progress you're making, so it's impossible to be motivated. And then life becomes a drag. And we don't want to live like that. We only have for a short time.
And if you get it right, I think it's all of the above that you said. And then we can wake up every day excited to go and deliver what we need to deliver, knowing that those little things that we're doing every day are going to accumulate into a big result in the future.
So that's it. If you're not sure or you're feeling uneasy about where you are, just sit down quietly. Ask yourself the questions. What do I want? And just write it down. I guarantee you the first 3 or 4 pages will be rubbish because you'll write down things you think you want. Largely rubbish. But as you get more and more closer to the truth, you'll start to resonate with the truth of why you're getting up every day. And then life becomes super exciting.
Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's the correct answer, is go and define for yourself what you really want and then go and do that, because your fulfillment lies in the achievement of what you really, really want.
Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Go out there and live your best life.
Be cool, be great, be alive.